This week's specials at Miles Franklin are 90% junk silver coins, only $1.99 over spot. Also pre-1933 $20 gold liberties, $65 over spot. And last but not least, 1 ounce palladium bars, $119 over spot. Email, text, or call me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, and I will hook you up. There are only 735 billionaires in the United States. 735. The two men on the screen invest into silver. Warren Buffett on the left is a huge advocate for silver. Actually, he doesn't even invest into gold, specifically silver. He's been vocal that he feels gold lacks value because it lacks usefulness, and that he's invested nearly $1 billion in silver alone. There is no coincidence that the most powerful, wealthy, and successful people in the entire world buy gold and silver, some just silver. We even had central banks buying record amounts of gold last year, including other countries like Russia, China, India, and more. It's like they all know something that nobody else does, and they try to be as discreet as possible. We even had that billionaire from Texas that purchased $55 million worth of silver from Miles Franklin, which consisted of 900,000 eagles, over 100,000 ounces of junk silver, and some gold. And not only does that show how trustworthy Andy Schectman is and his company, but also shows a pattern. Here are a few extremely successful people that have invested specifically in silver: Warren Buffett, Jim Rogers, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jacob Rothschild, Ray Dalio, Thomas Kaplan, the Hunt brothers. And those are just the few public figures that have openly mentioned or been an advocate for silver. Warren Buffett bought 3,500 tons of silver in 1997. The purchase helped make Thomas Kaplan a billionaire. Warren Buffett buys 130 million ounces of silver. Bill Gates even put some money in silver. Jim Rogers said, 2023, I'm looking for things to sell now, only buying silver. 2024 started as 2023 ended with central banks buying more gold. Mining firm backed by Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates begins in Greenland, which they're looking for critical materials used in electric vehicles, aka silver. That is the critical mineral that we need for EVs, as silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and light sensitivity, and there simply just isn't enough of it. What are we going to do? Elon Musk come out and say we have to halt or cut back the production of Tesla because we don't have enough silver? So let's dive into this article, why Warren Buffett doesn't invest into gold. It's more of not what he's saying about gold, but more of what he's mentioning about silver that I want to look at in this article, because gold is still a great investment, but he makes some good points on why silver has so much potential. Imagine having a chance to win free silver shipped straight to your front doorstep by simply just clicking one button. Well, that's a chance around here, folks, because if you subscribe, 2 of you will be winning silver. Go enter my silver giveaway. The entry video is live, links in the description or the pinned comment. I will be announcing both winners while jumping out of an airplane, skydiving in celebration of 100,000 subscribers. You do not want to miss it. So, why Warren Buffett doesn't invest into gold? Warren Buffett doesn't invest into gold. He's invested almost $1 billion in silver. So the reason for his aversion is simply it's not a dislike for precious metals. The explanation for Buffett's dislike of gold and for his enthusiasm about silver stems from his basic value investing principles. And by the way, this was written in 2023, which he also was a big advocate back in 1997, so this is a continuing thing. It's not like a one-time thing he did and kind of just moved on. He's been an advocate for a very long time and one of the most successful people in the world. So Warren Buffett has been vocal that he feels gold lacks value because it lacks usefulness. This is one of the main things of investing. If you're investing into something, you're looking at what it's useful for. because you're looking at what the price is now, but more so where the price is going to go in terms of usefulness. And if you're looking at silver, there's not much of it. It's used in everything, and it's going to continue to play a bigger and bigger role. It makes sense. It's $24 an ounce, and looking at its uses, of course, $24 is extremely cheap, undervalued. So it makes sense why he has invested nearly $1 billion. Warren Buffett has been very vocal about his disdain for gold as an investment. He sees little to no value in it. What Buffett refers to as a lack of value results from a lack of usefulness. He once stated about gold, it doesn't do anything but sits there and looks at you. And this is actually something that people think about all precious metals. I don't think many people understand how critical of a role silver plays, especially in the new green economy. But regardless, gold does have some benefits beyond silver. You could fit $100,000 of gold in one hand, basically, but $100,000 of silver is a lot of storage space. So for someone who's a billionaire buying lots of it, gold would definitely play its role. But at the end of the day, his points he makes, looking strategically from investing 101, silver makes a lot more sense. And that's also why my name is Silver Slayer and not Gold Guy or Gold Guru or Bitcoin Boy or whatever. So one of Buffett's basic principles of investing is that one should only invest in things that are useful and that serve some purpose and that supply some practical need the people have. Silver has a lot of industrial medical uses. In medicine, it's used in bandages, catheters, as a healing agent for burns and other health conditions. There's also colloidal silver used in the medical world. It has antimicrobial properties. It can purify water. It's used in electronics. It's the best metal conductor for electricity. It doesn't corrode. It's used extensively in wiring and connective parts, computers, cell phones, cameras. It is even used to coat DVDs because of its scratch resistant. And not only that, there's not much of it left as we advance in this new digital technological era. So therefore, silver meets Buffett's requirements of having a real and identifiable value. Even better, from the point of view of an investor, silver is almost uniquely suited to a number of the uses it serves as an industrial metal and would be difficult to replace with any substitute material. And that's another conversation, or even could say a debate I've had with people and would continue to have, because silver is irreplaceable. When I mention it's the most highly conductive metal, it really is. And we're talking about minerals on the periodic table. We're talking about elements on the periodic table. We're talking about these metals that came here from asteroids and comets. It's not made in the Earth's crust. There's only so much silver, and for us to get more silver, we're going to have to start using the final frontier, which is something NASA is actually doing. Space mining is the final frontier, and that's really our last option because there's only so much silver in the Earth's crust. Most silver, since it's used industrially, is thrown away, never to be recycled. It's thrown away in landfills. It's a byproduct. It's found by accident as it is, and we're going to need more and more of it with record-breaking supply deficits. So therefore, silver meets Buffett's requirements of having a real and identifiable value. Even better, from the point of view as an investor, it's uniquely suited to a number of uses as an industrial metal and a monetary metal. Gold does not meet Buffett's usefulness requirement. Although it has some industrial applications, which I've mentioned, I used to scrap gold out of cell phones and laptops myself, it's not virtually irreplaceable as silver so often is. Gold also isn't very scarce because it's used for jewelry and coins and bars and necklaces, so it's remelted into more jewelry and coins and bars. Since it's not really used in electronics, it's melted back, and it gets sold to a pawn shop or whatever, and it's melted back into more coins. So an ounce of gold that gets dug up out of the ground is going to stay in circulation, getting remelted for centuries. An ounce of silver that gets dug up is going to be thrown away within a couple decades because it's mainly used for these industrial applications that the silver is never going to be recycled out of. So in Buffett's opinion, Since it has virtually no inherent value, it's not a good financial asset. The metal commodity that glitters for Buffett is silver, not gold. And I'm on the same wavelength. A lot of people look at silver in gold's eyes. They're not looking at the differences between the two. They just look at gold and say, well, gold is better. Why though? If we're looking at value, silver has 50,000 times more uses than gold. So why is gold 90 times more valuable than silver? That is a man-made that's a man-made price. That's a man-made type of ratio. Like looking at the gold to silver ratio historically, it was about 2.5 to 1. 2.5 part silver equals 1 part gold. And then it was 7 or 8 to 1 for thousands of years because that's the ratio it comes out of the Earth's crust. But even though it comes out of the Earth's crust 7 or 8 to 1, that doesn't mean the value should be compared to that, because silver is 8 times more useful than gold. And silver, there's no silver mines. It's a byproduct. They're looking for gold, lead, and zinc. If they find silver, they'll take it. But they're not looking for it. And in terms of replacing silver, copper's a close second in terms of electrical conductivity, but the amount of copper it would take is not even worth it. It would actually be more cheap to just stick with silver. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. A lot of Buffett's points are very valid, and he bought 3,500 tons of silver in 1997, but then in 2023 he's still talking about why he likes silver. This was not just a one-time thing. This is an article that came out in 1998. Warren Buffett buys 130 million ounces of silver. But then you have Bill Gates putting money in silver miners, right? Look at this. Bill Gates, the third, the world's richest man and the chairman of Microsoft, has bought 10.3% of Pan American Silver. And that's a tiny silver mining company based in Vancouver, Canada. Then you could look at Jim Rogers mentioning that he's looking for things to sell and he's only buying silver, and this was 2023, only a couple months ago, September in 2023, right? And then you have, all these different banks, and, well, this one's mentioning how Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates looking for silver for EVs, but then also all the world's silver banks buying up all the gold and silver. And it's not just gold. India bought boatloads of silver last year. And Iran, I mean, you're going to see more and more of these countries. A lot of people, though, like I mentioned earlier, aren't publicly coming out and mentioning that they're buying this. Elon Musk tweeted 4 letters last year, 2 years ago now, and shot that asset up thousands of percent. He tweeted 4 letters, DOGE. It stood for Dogecoin. Once he sent that tweet out, he shot Dogecoin up thousands upon thousands of percent. Elon Musk needs silver like no other because of SpaceX and Tesla and Starlink and Solar City. All of that requires lots of silver. So do you think he's going to tweet about silver to shoot it up hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars? No, because he wants to get it cheap because he needs so much of it and will continue to need so much of it. So you know what he did? He just bought a silver mine. Mike Maloney sent an open letter to Elon Musk urging him to buy silver, saying, you're trying to make this many Teslas by the year 2030. If you're getting silver at $20 an ounce, it would only cost you $700 and something million. But if you wait till silver is $100, that's over $1 billion you're going to have to pay. And I think Elon actually tweeted back to him or something. I don't know. I know he acknowledged it as well. And Elon Musk also follows Wall Street Silver on Twitter, or did. And then you had David Morgan sent an open letter to Elon Musk, which, shout out to David Morgan. I can't say he's a friend of mine, but I know him. I actually talked to him on the phone last week. He sent me a signed copy of his book. I'm going to hop on another interview with him soon, so but that's insane itself. He's like my idol. Like, that's who I researched the most in the world of silver. He's called the silver guru. But, at the end of the day, these people know what they're doing. They're not this successful for no reason. It's not coincidental. There's only 700 and something billionaires in the United States, and I just mentioned 10 or 15 of them that buy silver specifically, and not even talking about gold as well, which is an even bigger percentage. It's not a coincidence. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I got some other stuff to work on, but remember, I'm doing a giveaway, and you do not want to miss it because I'm going to be doing something insane. We are approaching 100,000 subscribers faster and faster, which is very scary, since the moment we hit that number, I'm going to have to go skydiving. So it's bittersweet. I'm excited to reach 100,000 subscribers, but it's also like, oh man, here it comes. So yeah, make sure you check that out. I'll have a GoPro so you'll be able to watch me do it. And as soon as I say the second winner's name, I'm going to jump out of the airplane. So I'll say the winners are blank and blank, and as soon as I say the second name, I'm going to jump. And it's going to be a sight to see, needless to say. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you check out the specials we have from Miles Franklin. Junk Silver, only $1.99 over a spot. Slayer at milesfranklin.com. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys later today or tomorrow. Peace.